What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame live stream, man. I'm very excited. You see the AD jersey, man. We in here. Anthony Davis, the return of the brow. Man, what can we say? All right. We're filled with excitement. Lakers going up against the Nets today. Gonna be a tough game. Of course, we're in Brooklyn, right? So it's gonna be an extremely tough game. And yes, I know that the Nets don't have KD. The Nets don't have Kyrie Irving because he can't play at home. But they do have James Harden. He knows how to control the tempo and just manipulate the referees. So we got to get on it, man. But yes, I'm ready. Got my AD jersey ready. Let's kill it today, man. Welcome back, Unibrow. Man, we missed him, all right? We definitely missed his versatility in the paint, his ability to block shots, get rebounds, and just kill it, man. And rumor has it he's lost weight, to be determined. But again, remember, this is his first game back, so we got to be patient. However, I won't be patient with the front office or the coaching staff. All right. They have to get this win. No excuses. You got your big three. I don't care if one of them is slow and it's going to take them 3 to 4 games. Doesn't matter. You got to get this win, man. Any updates on firing of Vogel? Not actually. Dave McMenamin was saying that the Lakers are actually thinking about rolling the dice and just going with the coach for the rest of the season. So that's a probability. And I know it's not something we want to hear as Laker fans, but the Frank Vogel stands will definitely be happy with that. All right. Now, we don't know if there's any validity to it. If he keeps losing, then I think it'll be inevitable for the Lakers to fire him still, regardless of whatever Dave McMenamin says or anybody else. But yeah, I do have some updates, guys, and that's the first one. Dan, over under AD 7.5. Wait, what? 7.5 points? Oh, he's going over that for sure. Easily. If you guys are playing fantasy and you have to pick over or under on Anthony Davis going 7.5 points, come on, bro. That's it. That's a no-brainer. He's definitely getting over that. Matter of fact, Frank Vogel said there's no restrictions on Anthony Davis today. Well, he didn't say that. I'm sorry. He didn't say there's no restrictions, but he said he didn't know how many minute restrictions. They were just going to feel it out. So let's hope that AD is able to play consistent minutes and just get a. This is going to be like a shaking the cobwebs type game. I wouldn't be shocked if he struggles a little bit at first, but he should have over 8 points, bro, at least. Hey, what's up, Tasia? What's up? I expect AD to get 18 plus. I don't have any expectations for AD, but at least 10, 10, and 10, 10, 10, and 2. You know, at least. I know, it's been a while since we've seen him, so we have to see how he's feeling out the court. But 18 is not far-fetched, by the way. If you're expecting 18, that's not far-fetched at all. I think he's the type of player that he can get that in one half if he's feeling good. But again, we have to be very smart about the way we utilize him because he is just coming back. We don't want him to do too much of the workload, and we can't risk any more injuries to Anthony Davis. So I would like to say that Anthony Davis today, if I had to predict something, I would give him 15 points. I'd probably give him about 8 rebounds and a block. That would be an okay stat for me. Why? Because, again, we had to bring him in slowly. This is his comeback after over a month. Very excited to have him. That's all that matters. We, by adding him back to the roster, we have a versatile big man who can shoot, who can pass, who can rebound, block shots. And when he's motivated, he's the best big man in the game. So let's just hope we reacquired the motivated version of Anthony Davis. But how y'all feeling, man? I'm feeling good. Y'all see the AD jersey, man. We in here representing. Dan, are you in on John Wall? I'm on the fence. If it's going to require a first-round pick, I'm not in on him. I think that's giving up too much for basically a similar type player, maybe even less if he's injured. So I think that's giving up just a little bit too much. If it's just a second-round pick or something like that, then I'd be cool on that. This game means nothing. How can you say that, KO? Every game matters. Every game. See, if it comes down to the wire, a game can be the difference between making it to the play-in tournament or not making it to the play-in tournament, or securing one of the top 6 seeds or not securing one of the top 6 seeds. So of course it matters, man. How can you say that, bro? Now I get it. Laker fans are disappointed. They're frustrated. They're fed up. But we still have to try to be optimistic. Bringing AD back is a huge thing for the Lakers. Now, the coaching staff won't have any excuses for any potential losses coming up. You can no longer say, well, we can't judge Frank Vogel based off of not having AD. You can't say that BS anymore because, we're going to need all the wins we can get. And now we're getting healthy again. This is probably the healthiest we've been in quite some time. So no excuses for Frank no more. No excuses for the front office and no excuses for the players. It's time to shut up I'm sorry. It's time to show up or shut up. One or the other. We can't have no other way. And yes, he's just coming back, so we're going to ease him into the game, but still should have a win because they don't have KD and they don't have Kyrie, and we have LeBron, Russell Westbrook, and Anthony Davis. So no more excuses, guys. He said, what's the line to bet against the Lakers? Betting ain't legal in California. All I do is fantasy sports. Till California becomes legal for betting, then that's where the big money is at for DTLF, man. That's when I'm going to bet the big money. But for now, we're sticking to the chump change, man, and hopefully we hit it big. But in general, bro, I don't know what this betting sports line is. You're gonna have to ask somebody who actually bets in a different state because, like I said, Cali, they haven't legalized it yet. But I've been hearing great things. For those of you sport betting fans like myself, is that they're gonna legalize it probably by the end of this year. Hopefully, they're trying to pass the bill. There's a lot of money to be had there. He said, watch AD drop 40 points. I wouldn't be shocked. He's that type of player. But I don't want him to do too much because this is his first game back. He said, nice. The Lakers are the favorites. Definitely, Jonathan. They should be because we got the 3 stars on our side, or 2.5, whatever you want to think of, because obviously he's coming off of an injury. But that's okay. I'll take that over just one James Harden. Now, the keys to tonight's game, we're going to have to take away the lane from this flopper, all right? Force him to shoot contested three-point shots that he loves so much, little crappy step backs, and hopefully he'll be off. I actually, I went under on James Harden under 30 points. So if we can hold him there, that would be crucial for us to win the game. Now, as far as the starting lineup, I'm still updating my feed. We don't have it yet. Tasia, hopefully we'll have it like 30 minutes before the game, and I should still be here, right? So that way I can update you guys on the starting lineup. But I am very curious to see who's going to take the back seat, according to Frank Vogel, due to having Anthony Davis back. Who's going to the bench? Personally, the starting lineup I would use, I had mentioned it a couple nights ago. It would be Westbrook, Malik Monk, LeBron James, Stanley Johnson, and Anthony Davis. Or if you want to go all defensive, since Frank Vogel loves all defensive and no floor spacing, it would be Westbrook, Stanley Johnson, LeBron James, AD, and Dwight Howard. If you really want to go big. But I have no idea what he's going to go with. Ariza definitely should go to the bench, that's for sure. But you just never know with Frank. He might end up benching the better of the 2 players in Avery Bradley, like he did Malik Monk. Malik Monk was the second best player since AD was out. And what happened to him? He hit the pine, and he hasn't seen a crack of daylight for the starting lineup yet. So I have no idea, man. I know, hey, Laker kid, I know, man. I'm trying to avoid that talk, bro. It's just a sad time. But yeah, tomorrow is that dreadful date. He said DTLF for head coach now. Oh man, I appreciate the vote of confidence, man. But I'm no NBA coach. I'm just a diehard. He said Dwight gotta be at the 5 at all times. I agree, man. But according to Frank, they basically been promoting. They've been talking about having Anthony Davis at the 5 when he came back. So I just, I don't know what Frank's gonna do here. We'll see. Depending on that, we can go hard on him or cut him some slack, depending on what happened. But I really don't want to cut him no slack. There's no more excuses for this front office and coaching staff. They got to show up, man. It's time to show up. AD's back, all right? Now we can start judging this coach fully, like Jeannie Buss said they weren't going to judge him until the roster was complete. This is as complete as the roster is going to be, all right? Everybody's available except Kendrick Nunn. So go out there and produce. Now, no more excuses. He said LeBron better get his revenge on Claxton. The Lakers got to get a lot of revenge on a lot of people because a lot of people have been flexing on us and having a good time at our expense. So we just have to get our respect back. That's number one, right? And in order to do that, you got to win games to put the fear in the opposition. Right now, nobody fears us. Everybody thinks this is going to be an easy win against us when they see us on the schedule. So we have to come out here, man, guns blazing, ready to swing. Ready to swing. My boy said Westbrook still needs to go. I agree, but look, according to multiple reports, they're saying there's no suitors for Russell Westbrook, only that one trade in Houston. And supposedly Jeremy Grant doesn't want to come here because he wants a bigger role. So there's all that negative reporting, but at the end of the day, we will see what the truth is. The trade deadline's around the corner. So Dan, do you like the Reeves and Monk backcourt. I do. Vix, I definitely like that backcourt. I just don't think Frank Vogel will actually play that lineup. For one, you have a young player in Austin Reeves, even though sometimes he looks like a vet, and I definitely think he deserves to start at some point. Frank Vogel hasn't shown the guts to do that with the rookies. All right, even THT's rookie year when he was looking phenomenal, he didn't start him. So I don't expect it, to be honest. Now, as far as Malik, we already saw him start, and we saw how well he plays off of LeBron James. And so very, very disappointed to see that we didn't continue to capitalize on that. My boy says, hey, Dan, how are you, bro? Frank should stop using a very old starting five. Stanley instead of Ariza. God bless, bro. I'm doing good, man. Thank you so much for asking. Again, Anthony Davis is back, so I'm excited, but cautiously optimistic. I know this could hit the wall real quick, and the hype can die down if we continue to lose. So Lakers have to use this momentum and this hype to their advantage and go out here and capitalize. He said, hey, Dan, what would you rate Reeves' defense out of 10? A 7, because he still has a long way to go, but he's already ahead of the curve from most rookies. Most rookies are like at a 4 or 5. This guy's a 7. He's a much better defender than a lot of the rookies in this draft class. So, yes, I give him a solid 7, but I am a harsh critic, and I think he can elevate his defense all the way up to 10 eventually, but he's still got some things to work on for sure. However, I love his hustle, his heart, his ability to take charges and sacrifice his body and move his feet, and he has active hands on a defensive end. That's why I give him a 7, all right? Very, very solid player. Maybe if he was in the starting lineup, he would continue to grow. But, starting lineup ain't the end-all, be-all. You can still develop off the bench. So let's hope for the best. Dan, my man, now it's 1 o'clock at night, and I'm waiting for the game. I want a win. He said, wish you love from Serbia. He says, sorry for the bad English. Brother, that is not bad English. Thank you so much for the support, my man. And never apologize, man. If I understand you, that's all that matters, man. We are all connected through one language, and that's the Laker language, baby. But shout out to you, man. You're up here staying up late at night. That is a diehard Lakers fan. So much love to you, and thanks for the support, my boy. Shout out to Jimmy Cleveland as well for the Cash App. He said, we don't need to start Trevor Ariza. I agree. Hey, Jimmy, you're absolutely right, bro. Thank you so much for the donation. Trevor Ariza is over the hill at this point. At best, on a lineup, he should be a bench player, like a really good role player, solid, cool. But I never expected him to start this season because I was skeptical when they were saying they're waiting for Trevor Ariza to come back because they expect a lot out of him. I was like, how much can you expect from a player, of his magnitude that has dealt with some injuries and, his best years were with the Lakers. After that, he's become a glorified role player off the bench. But that's just my problem. Again, we continue to talk about it. This coaching staff refuses to move forward. They keep looking to the past. That's why DeAndre Jordan started at one point. That's why Ken Bazemore started. Ken Bazemore ain't the same Ken Bazemore he was with the Atlanta Hawks. There, he was starting. He was playing well. Here, there's more pressure, and he's older, and he's no longer the same player. Same thing with DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan is not Clipper DeAndre Jordan anymore. Not that version was any, too much better, but at least he had his explosion and athleticism, and he can catch lobs and block shots. Now he's just a shell of himself. So that's the puzzling thing about this coaching staff. They continue to live in the past, move forward with the future. The future is Austin Reeves, Malik Monk, Stanley Johnson. Honestly, I'd start all 3 of them. All right. And I'd bench Russell Westbrook. I'd start all 3 of those guys along with LeBron James and AD to show me you have guts as a coaching staff. But they're not going to do it. Let's be real. There's a lot of politics that go into sports, and you got to keep certain people happy. And that's what I don't like about it. It should be about the right thing to do versus the wrong. And, sports are more about egos nowadays because there's a lot of youth, and not even a lot of youth, a lot of stars, quote unquote stars, that they're not up to it anymore. They're not up to it no more. Hey, Tara, what's up? She said, let's freaking go. Sup, Dan? Let's go. Hey, I'm super, super hyped for the return of Anthony Davis. Let's see what version of him we get back. Is it going to be Bubble Boy AD, the champion, or is it going to be right before his injury, slower, sluggish, and, the breaking version of Anthony Davis? Hopefully it's not that version. But again, I'll give him a game or 2 or 3 to kind of settle in. I don't expect too much from him, but just having him out there, having another option is huge for us Laker fans, man. Huge. He says, season starts tonight, Dan. Fresh start. That's how you feel, Jax? I hope you're right, man. I hope this is a fresh start for us, and from this point on, we start getting on the winning streaks, and we start building some sort of momentum moving forward. I still feel we need a trade, and would be supremely disappointed in this front office if they fail to at least do something, whether it be firing a coach or two, or making a trade, or getting somebody from the buyout market that can help us tremendously. If they fail on every account, then again, I'll say it's strike two, and I will definitely get on their head and start, harping at them, because I've been very patient with this front office, rightfully so. We're 2 years removed from a championship, so they deserve the patience. But at some point, it wears thin, and there's always high expectations when you play for the Lakers. Bottom line, if players don't make up for it, if players don't live up to it, then they need to get dealt, or there needs to be moves. Whether it be via the lineup, removal of the starting lineup position, or anything. He said, it's not that Grant doesn't want to play for LA. The Lakers offered Detroit, and they didn't want to accept the trade. Well, actually, man, it's a multitude of things. Yes, there's that. But if you've been reading what Eric Pincus and all these guys, all these reporters have been saying, is that Jeremy Grant wants a bigger role than teams are willing to offer, and he wants max money. A lot of teams aren't willing to do that, right? So why would you trade for a rental that doesn't want to be there? And so the Lakers have probably moved on, because they probably, I think, what in my theory and based on the reports, what I believe is that the Lakers and the Detroit Pistons didn't agree to a trade at the moment, but they would have probably took it down to the wire of the trade deadline. And if the Pistons didn't get something better for Jeremy Grant, which again, there's not a lot of trade offers according to sources, then they would have moved on and maybe made that trade for the Lakers. However, if that was the case, then I think there was some behind the scenes work where maybe the Laker players or coaching staff or the front office reached out to Jeremy Grant to see if he would like to play for us, because from what I'm hearing, he has a list, and his list consists of nothing but losing teams. Why do you ask? Because he wants a max contract, and he wants to be the primary option. He doesn't want to be second or third fiddle to LeBron James and AD. So I think that's going to be what killed that trade, potentially, because I think eventually we would have been able to convince Detroit to take our deal. I mean, it's a good deal. It's Talen Horton-Tucker, who has a bright future, and he's only 21. It's a first-round pick that God knows if it's going to be lottery or not by 2027. And then it's Kendrick Nunn, who's a very serviceable veteran guard. And unfortunately, that might not come to fruition, but that's okay. Everything happens for a reason. There's still options we need to explore. You got Harrison Barnes over in Sacramento. We've been hearing the Terrence Ross rumors. People still talking about John Wall for Westbrook. I'm not sure about that one. But in general, where there's a will, there's a way. And if the Lakers keep trying, somebody will bite on the bait. And that's what we need to do. But however, we need to make sure we make the right trade moving forward, man. You say, yeah, another non-winning mentality player. He said, nah, pass on that. And that's exactly all it is. We don't need another Russell Westbrook mindset on this roster. We already have one too many. All right, one too many. And it's impacting this team in the worst of ways. Now, what I want to see from Anthony Davis now that he's about to return, I want to see him impose his will and become that second option at the very least. At the best, I would love it if he took the keys from LeBron and said, you know what, Bron, you've been carrying the load, and so I'm going to have to take over now, man. I'm rested due to the injury. My body feels great. Feed me in the paint, and I'm going to go to work. I'm going to be averaging 30 points just like you did. If AD did that, it would take us to another stratosphere as a team, and the dynamics of this team and the game planning and defensive schemes for the opposition would change. Trust me, guys. We would flip their defensive strategies on their head, and they wouldn't know what to do. Because right now, everybody game plans for LeBron. And the game plan is, as soon as he gets in the lane, crash down on him, double, triple team him. His teammates aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not cutting. They're not moving. They're not hitting shots. And we can even get away with some fouls because he hasn't been getting them. That's the game plan on LeBron. How do you break that game plan? You start feeding Anthony Davis, let him go to work, use his mobility. Hopefully he has it. His size advantage and his soft touch around the basket to kill from the inside out. If the Lakers do that, we're going to be a force. But again, I'm not even sure if the coaching staff is capable of coming up with that type of game plan. Honestly, half of the times when I'm watching the Laker games, I feel like they just say, give the ball to LeBron and get the heck out of his way. So, and that's the disappointing part. I don't want to be a negative Nancy today because you know what today is. Today is the return of the brow, baby. So I'm hyped. But they need to be able to utilize him properly, and he needs to be able to stay aggressive. So it's on both of the parties to be able to get that together. Anyways, we have the starting lineup, guys. It's official. So let's dissect it. And you know what? I like this starting lineup. I'm happy. I think Coach listened. No, he didn't listen. But he's going with a good starting lineup, actually. Well, much better than having Trevor Ariza in there. He's got Russell Westbrook, Avery Bradley, Anthony Davis at center, Stanley Johnson at the 4, and LeBron James at the 3. I think that's going to be nice. I think that's going to be a good lineup for tonight. It's a nice mix of offense and defense. Obviously, the majority part of the offense is coming from AD and LeBron. And whatever Avery Bradley, Russell Westbrook, and Stanley Johnson give you offensively is a plus. But those guys are out there mainly for defense. Hey, shout out to the home girl, Raquel. She says, just know AD is going to be rusty. Oh, yeah, we know. We talked about it early in the show. We got to be patient with AD. However, I will say this to just make a small little argument versus you. Just know that Laker fans will not give Frank Vogel a pass if we continue to lose, whether AD's rusty or not. There's no more excuses on the table. So that's the best news is we have to win or the pitchforks are coming out. All right. Because we're fed up with all the losing. So, the front office said, and this is what they said. They said, we don't have a complete roster yet, so we can't evaluate Frank. This is close to a complete roster as we'll probably get all season. Probably. Hopefully not. Hopefully we get Kendrick Nunn and everybody back healthy. But this is it, Raquel. And so love debating with you. It's always great. But I will say this. Yes, we are patient with AD. No, we're not patient with Frank Vogel. And I hope that look, the starting lineup, that's an improvement. All right. We get Stanley Johnson in there, who should have been starting over Trevor long ago, right? He's been helping us win games. And now we got Avery Bradley, Russell Westbrook, AD at the 5, and LeBron. So this is a better blend for me because you get a little bit of offense and defense in there instead of having slow legs and has-beens in the starting lineup. So I'm happy with it. The only difference would have been maybe I would have put Dwight Howard at the 5, AD at the 4, LeBron at the 3, Stanley at the 2, even though he can't really shoot that great, although he's been knocking them down, and then Westbrook at the 1. But hey, listen, beggars can't be choosers. I'm very happy with this adjustment Frank made. Let's see how long he sticks with it, though. She said, oh, I know you are all getting rid of Vogel. Oh, yes. Everybody in here has the pitchforks out. And you can ask them yourself, like, who in the chat right now wants to get rid of Frank Vogel? Press 1 for fire Frank Vogel immediately, or press 2 for you're going to rock with him until the rest of the season. I want to know how many in here we have that are ready and fed up with Frank, and press 3 for you're not sure. So 1s, 2s, and 3s. That's all I want to see in the chat right now. I see mostly 1s, I see a 1, 2. So most people want him gone. I know most people in the chat, a couple of 2s. Okay, we got a couple of 2s. That's fine. I mean, not everybody's going to agree with our take, but Mamba Assassin is confused. He got 1, 2, 3. So he's completely confused. But most of them are still 1s. Most of them are still 1s. And that's exactly what I expect from the fan base because, again, some of these wonky roster rotations have really made me question a lot of things about Frank. But that's cool. We all have our difference of opinions. All we want, though, is to get the best result. And the best result for the Lakers moving forward would be nothing but wins. And that's one thing we can all agree on, Laker Nation. I would love for Frank Vogel to make his adjustment and prove me wrong and prove he can coach his team. I would love it because, when I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I'll come on the chat and I'll say, I was wrong about Frank. He turned this around as soon as he got AD. I would love to say that. Those words are not going to hurt me at all. So let's hope for the best, but I'm not expecting the best from Frank because he hasn't showed it to me yet. Show it to me, and then I'll become a believer of Frank Vogel again. Although people will make the argument we won the championship with him. But remember, his coaching staff was A1, filled with all-stars. I'm talking Jason Kidd and all those guys that left, man, unfortunately. And to me, that's the biggest difference for me as far as the coaching goes. I really didn't like what I saw from Fizdale when he took over. But again, just my personal opinion. Let's see what happens tonight. I am excited. I am excited for the first time in like over a month. Not even. Actually, I was excited when Malik Monk was killing, to be honest. But once he got removed, it became kind of redundant again. And there wasn't much to cheer for outside of LeBron James and a couple of bench players. But I'm happy we get AD back. No more excuses. Moving forward, we're going to march forward, guys, together. Bro, you can't win with Russell Westbrook. there's nothing we can do at this point, man. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants him. So we're going to have to win in spite of Russell Westbrook, which to me means if he's playing like crap, bench the man. All right. I want coaching staff to grow a pair and just sit him down. I heard Rob Pelinka had a 2-hour conversation with Russ. I heard Rob Pelinka had a 2-hour conversation with Russ after Friday night's loss when he got benched. Now, this tells me two things. One, it tells me that Russell Westbrook was very frustrated by being benched. If the conversation took 2 hours, that means he was talking back to Robbie P. And I don't like that. He should have just listened. It should have been a 30-minute conversation if he probably just listened. But he seems like a hardhead. And I think he was out here just arguing and who knows what else he was saying in return. But a 2-hour conversation, come on now. There's only so much they could talk about. And I didn't like that at all. But, okay, we'll see what happens moving forward. Listen, Russell Westbrook has to be better. He has limited his turnovers. I'll give him that. But it's just the crucial ones at the end of the games that make me just want to – it makes me want to just give him a rip, man. It makes me want to pull out my freaking beard hairs. Like, it's frustrating, guys. So if we can just manage him somehow, then I think we'll have a decent chance of winning. If we don't manage him, we allow him to run this team into the ground, and that's exactly where we're going to be. That's exactly where we're going to be. We're going to be in that dirt. We're going to be, all Laker fans are going to be like Knicks fans when they were wearing the brown paper bags at Madison Square Garden. Remember that? Because, man, it's not going to be fun. Raquel says, Westbrook is ridiculous. It's his mentality. I know, right? Usually players that age mature and they start being selfless because they want to win. It's called sacrifice. But unfortunately for Russell Westbrook, I'm not sure what it is, man. I guess some people never grow up all the way. And I don't even hate Westbrook. I wanted him traded here, but I am highly disappointed with his inability to sacrifice for the team thus far. Now, will that change? To be determined. We'll go from here this moment on. Somebody said it's a new season starting now. That's how I'm gonna judge it. Starting right now, clean slate. All right, we're gonna see what Frank does with this fully healthy roster. We're gonna see who sacrifices and who the real problem is moving forward. He said, I've never seen a point guard miss so many open layups. You must not have been watching Smush Parker because he was up there. Him and Kwame Brown, they were blowing layups like it was money at the casino, man. I'm telling you, these guys they were like at the strip club blowing layups. Like if it was money at the strip club, bro, we've had some historically poor players. It's just that Russell Westbrook probably trumps them all just because he's making max money and we expected max production from him. That's just the way it is. At least those other guys weren't getting paid that much and we're able to get rid of them quickly. Russell Westbrook seems like he might stick around for the rest of his contract. And if he doesn't buy in, then he's going to have Laker fans on suicide watch. I'm just joking about that, but you know what I mean? Like Laker fans are just going to be depressed if this is the version of Russ we have to retire him with, right? It's going to be tough. But again, I'm trying to stay optimistic. And if the coaching staff can learn from their past mistakes and just grow a pair, if he's having 5-6 turnovers by the half, I wouldn't even start him in the second half. Sometimes you have to be vicious like that to send a message, Let him pull in Antonio Brown and go to the locker room. Who cares? At this point, if you're hurting your team this much, you're better off on the bench than anywhere near the lineup anyways. So it's not going to hurt the chemistry any more than it's already hurt as of right now. But again, he's not the only problem. And again, I don't want people to think I'm blaming everything on Frank because the whole coaching staff to me would have to go if Frank gets fired. All right, that's just me. I'm not blaming everything on Westbrook, even though he probably takes like 50% of the slices of the pie. That's how poorly he has played. And then you also have to give a blame to the front office, especially like I mentioned earlier, if they don't make any sort of moves moving forward, then that'll be, to me, that's strike two with the front office. Strike one, trading for Westbrook, giving up all that, and then finding out later that he has no trade value and you're stuck with his contract. That was strike one. Strike two for me would be if we go past the trade deadline and pretend like everything's fine. Like that meme with the dog and the burning house. If the front office goes into that, I'm really gonna start talking down on them, man. Not necessarily in a put them down way because I'm thankful for the championship, but more in like a critical fashion, right? You have to somehow you can't overlook certain things. That's all I'm saying. But Let's get into comment section, man. Y'all heard me. Y'all heard my gums flapping the whole chat. So it's my turn to listen to you guys. My boy said, Dan, I bet Harden will get like 15 free throws, like always. Not looking forward to that. However, since he's the lone superstar we're playing tonight, I actually expect him to. I expect James Harden to become more of a facilitator and a decoy. If I was coaching the Nets, that's the way I would run it, because clearly the game plan has to be to get the ball out of his hands and double him. So he's going to have to make the right reads and everything if they want to be successful. If he forces it and he gets like 40 points on 40 shots, they're probably going to lose because then nobody else will have a rhythm. But as much as I dislike James Harden, he's an intelligent player, and he's extremely good when he plays the point guard, in my opinion, even better than the shooting guard, because then he becomes a facilitator, and it's a different dynamic to trying to guard him, because he'll have like 15 assists, 25 points and like 10 rebounds, but effectively. So, that's what I think about James Harden. I don't really like his play style. You guys know I don't like him. I kind of despise his flopping, but everything else, man, you got to respect his talent. Is there. Let's be real. He said, I think we got this dub. Let's see, man. Let's hope for the best. I wanted to ask everyone, is it weird whenever LeBron is out here, everyone starts getting lazy and lets him do everything? Laker fans are used to this. You want to know why? I'll answer your question, Lush. Laker fans are used to this because we went through the years when Kobe Bryant had Kwame, Chris Mim, Chucky Atkins, and a bunch of basically, I don't want to call them scrubs because they're NBA players, they're professionals. But let's just say they weren't to our fan base's standards. So we suffered for a couple years. And Kobe Bryant was playing iso ball because he didn't trust his teammates. But it was still fun to watch because Kobe was just he was going to town. So we're kind of used to that iso ball, and I don't mind when LeBron does it as long as he has it going and his teammates are off. But I kind of do mind because I don't want him getting injured. I don't want him getting hurt. So I become very concerned about LeBron. Again, Kobe was younger at that time. So always has to be in the back of fans' minds, whether you're a LeBron fan or you're like me, a diehard Laker fan. You have to be concerned with the mileage that LeBron continues to put on his body, because that's my biggest concern. Now, as far as him taking over, I enjoy that from great players. I enjoyed it when Kobe was doing it because, again, we sucked at the time. We were barely scraping by and making the 7th seed to make it to the playoffs because of the GOATness of Kobe, but we really weren't contenders. So Laker fans, we've been around and we're kind of used to it. And it also tells me that the coaching staff is lacking sense of direction. So that's the way I see it. He said, take a poll. How many times does AD hit the floor? Look, this is a topic of conversation I try to avoid because I want to show mad love and respect to champion AD. I don't want to call him street clothes, none of that the casual fans do, man. I'm much more patient with the superstars that have performed here in Los Angeles. Anthony Davis is one, LeBron James is the other. That's why you see me cutting them more slack. But yes, I will admit that Anthony Davis, he looks like Bambi when he was first born in the movie. At times he looks a little bit flimsy and he wobbles a lot, and I'd be scared for his health as well. So that's the only thing I don't like about his play style. But I feel like a lot of the NBA nowadays, they flop, because they take the hit and they think they're going to get the call. And a lot of times the refs do. A lot of times the refs do reward these players for flopping. So it's kind of the NBA's fault if you think about it. But at the same time, yes, I would hope that he just gets big and doesn't hit the floor as much, because that'll prevent a lot of potential injuries, right? Especially from Anthony Davis, who doesn't have the best injury history. But again, we want to stay positive. Anthony Davis is back. Let's welcome him with open arms. Real Laker fans, you guys know what's up, man. I don't have to educate y'all. As far as the player fans that be hating on him and he can't do no right, well, I hope you guys learn your lesson after Anthony Davis comes back and puts that thing on him, man. You know what I want to see from AD? I want to see a more mobile version when he eventually gets fully healthy. I want to see, they say he lost weight, to be determined. I want to see the one that used to spin off a defender's body and catch lobs. I want to see, and I want us to feed him as well in the paint, because when he starts scoring easy buckets, layup here, mid-range jump shot here, turnaround jump shot here, all of a sudden, everybody knows this. If you ever played ball or you've been watching real hoopers your whole life, you know that once they see that ball go through the hoop, all of a sudden they're making impossible shots. If you go back and watch all of Anthony Davis's games during that bubble season, he would always start inside and out, and then eventually he was knocking down fadeaway threes and shit. I was like, oh my goodness, like this guy's so talented. We're so lucky we traded for him, and I knew we were winning the championship that season. That's the AD I want to eventually see return, and I hope everything is good at home, because sometimes the mental aspect of the game could impact his play style as well, right? But again, back to the comment section. I get it. Listen, man, I'm a chatterbox, and you asked me a question, I'm probably gonna take the long route to the answer. He said, don't let KD, aka Snake, go all to the paint tonight. He's not playing, Arthur. And I don't know if you were aware or not, but he's been out with an injury. So prayers up for KD. Wish him a speedy return and recovery. But he's not in this game tonight. Neither is Kyrie. He's not vaccinated. He's not allowed to play home games. So we do have an advantage of stars. Let's see if we could take advantage of these stars and they could play up to their potential. That's all. He said, Dan, that's why I don't understand those that disagree with Russ benching and are defending him. It's as if the coach doesn't have the right to discipline star players. It's hard to coach players that are hard-headed, man. It's really hard. The players have to be willing to sacrifice stats for success. And that's a big ask, apparently. I mean, to these new age players, that's a big ask. But back in the day, man, when veterans wanted to win, you know, when Jason Kidd went to Dallas, he wasn't out here triple-double seeking, right? When he went to Dallas on a mission to win that championship versus the Miami Heat that they won, he sacrificed. He was no longer the same player. He was getting older. He was in his 30s. He sacrificed a lot of his stats, a lot of his shooting, scoring, and everything at the tail end of his career. Not that he was ever selfish, but my point is that's how you have to have that mentality. You're no longer the same. This Russell Westbrook is not the beast Russell Westbrook that was in Oklahoma City. Because, my God, I would have gave up almost anything besides Kobe to have that version of Russell Westbrook. And people forget there's a lot of recency bias, right? Just because we dislike the way he's been playing now doesn't mean he was always hated. Back then, he was beloved. OKC, he was their MVP. You could say that he was their best player at one point, even over Kevin Durant. But in their history, he was their best player because he stayed there longer. He was loyal. You know, Russell Westbrook was a beast, but he's no longer that guy. And I think in his mind, he thinks he is, right? It's hard to get older, man. I'm 31. I can no longer do the same things I was doing on the basketball court when I was 25 or younger. So, and I'm not a professional. Imagine a professional with all that wear and tear to their body and all that mileage. It impacts them. And once in a while, you'll see a glimpse of it. Like we saw the other night when Russell Westbrook just completely obliterated Rudy Gobert. You'll see a glimpse of it, and that can be detrimental to his mind too, because now he thinks, I still got it. And now he's trying to do too much, and that's why he blows layups, because sometimes I notice he's in between a dunk and a layup, and that indecision will make you second-guess yourself in the air and blow layups. Anybody who plays basketball or even watches, you know that, man. When you second-guess yourself in basketball, you're not the same player. You have to be decisive, and you have to just play your game, you know? And right now, I don't think Russell Westbrook has found his new game. His new game should be a little more under control. All right. The other night when he grabbed the rebound, we were making a comeback. It really frustrated me because you can feel Jimmy Butler on your hip and your ass is going to go and just press and try to go 1-on-4. And clearly they just sandwiched you. You lose the ball and we lose momentum. So, you know what I mean? My boy said, you still young, Dan? Absolutely, man. Everybody's a young man, especially at heart. But yeah, no, I can still hoop. Don't get me wrong. I'll still bust your ass on the court. But I had to change up my game just to, accommodate my lack of athleticism I had back then or speed. And I'm not a professional, right? I'm just a street hooper. But these guys are professionals, so their game gets impacted that much more. So not to compare myself or anything, but I'm just saying, he needs to find his new style, his new play style that can be beneficial to the team, if that makes sense. Whew, a lot of talking over here. He said, Dan, I'll say this, bro. I've been paying attention to my life more, bro. So it's why I kind of lost track. Oh, you're good, bro. You're good. Hey, you don't have to explain nothing to me, brother. Hey, listen, not everybody knows the news. Not everybody watches the news, and not everybody is up to date with basketball at all times, especially on other teams. So it's understandable, bro. It's understandable. He said, we almost have a perfect starting lineup, just need Monk. I agree, man. Oh, my goodness. Imagine Malik Monk instead of Russell Westbrook and LeBron James at the point. How scary would that be? But again, it would take major commitment from both Russ to sacrifice and be okay with that, and the coaching staff to make that enormous decision. But, I put myself in this coach's shoes, and I think him demoting Russell Westbrook, him being the first coach in Russell Westbrook's career to demote him, just feels like too much pressure. It probably feels like, being a manager or being some sort of supervisor and having to fire an employee. You probably just don't want to do it. So you're hoping that they work out, right? I can only imagine how that. I'm not a bad guy. I don't like to do that make those kind of decisions. But again, I'm not the coach, so I hold the coach to a higher standard. But I understand, man. My boy said, "Hey, DT, are the Lakers favorites for tonight?" According to the betting odds, yes, they are. But remember that all that goes out the window. We have to play like we're underdogs because we really haven't taken care of business, even when we had AD earlier in the season. So we have to do what we have to do. My boy said, Dan, the man, keep pushing. I see you. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Reg. Appreciate the love, brother, and the support. Everybody out here, man, very supportive. Shout out Raquel for the support as well. I saw you earlier. My brain was, I was talking about something, but I appreciate the support. Everybody in here. He said, Dan, on a positive, the Rams will win this weekend. We are going to the Super Bowl. He said the reason we lost the Niners last game so they could play in the cold and knock out the Packers. Sounds very convenient, Roy, and I hope you're right, but I'm not ready to bet my money because them Niners fans are really trying to take over SoFi Stadium. So I just hope that Rams fans don't sell all their tickets and they don't succumb to peer pressure and money bribes, because we need to represent, man, so we can really have home court advantage. If not, there's a lot of, listen, people forget that the Rams landed here in 2016. I've been a diehard Rams fan because I wanted them. You guys already know my story. I wanted them here in LA when they came here. From that moment on, that was my team. I didn't have a team before that. But a lot of people here in Cali, they were Niner fans before. And I definitely respect them because, they're not going to jump off of their favorite team now just because we got a team here in LA. So, I'm all about loyalty and I respect that. But I'm so happy I didn't have a team because I was able to handpick my own team. I was a casual NFL fan before the Rams, but now I'm a diehard, man, and it's been a fun season. Whatever happens, I will say this: if we're able to win, I'm gonna be ecstatic. Ecstatic. Shout out to my boy Lonnie who's gonna be at the game. But if we lose, at least the Niners are a very nice Cinderella story, and they're gonna go in there and represent Cali the right way. So. May the best team win, Rams. And, I wish anybody luck, man. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun. My boy said, nice to see you, Dan. You keep me positive on the new variant. He said, I wish. Wish me a speedy recovery. Hope you're feeling better, too. Thank you. Hey, listen, Mamba. I have a nice little remedy for you that might help you a little bit. Try that eucalyptus tea or that mint tea. With the yerba buena, just grab the little plant, buy it from the store if possible, if you don't grow one in your backyard, and just boil it, man, till it just is really pure, and drink that like 3 times a day. That's what helped me, man. That's what really helped me, and I definitely wish you a speedy recovery, man. It's hard, when you get this COVID variant. It lasted me about 6 days. I lost about 10 pounds. Probably gained like 5 back because I've been eating nothing but great food. As soon as I was able to. But yeah, my stomach was hurting. I was not able to eat, drinking nothing but teas. My girl took good care of me. And then she got sick and I took good care of her. So we were kind of like taking turns and going to the store. As soon as one would feel better, the other one would go. And it was really rough. So I feel extremely bad for anybody who's out there alone going through this, So prayers up for everybody. But yeah, eucalyptus / mint tea, like as pure as possible, straight from the plant. It's going to help you, man. It helped me with my breathing. And immediately the next day I was much better. So God bless you, brother. And I wish you the best, man. You'll get better from it. Trust. He said, hey, Dan, did you put up the voting poll for the food channel? I did not. We didn't get enough likes, man. I asked people to go and smash the like button. I said, give me at least to 400. We were like at 2 something. So, I've been thinking about ginger tea is good too. Yes. I've been thinking about it, and maybe I'll just incorporate some side videos on this channel, and because it's really hard to start from scratch, man. You don't understand how hard it is. It took me years to get to where I'm at, so maybe we just incorporate it into this channel on the off Laker days. I'll give you guys more content. Maybe do some like mukbangs / Laker talk, maybe some food reviews / Laker talk. Just keep mixing basketball in there, but just mix it up, man. Well, if you guys like that idea, I was talking about it. I was like, it'd be cool just to keep growing this channel because it's hard to focus your energy on a whole new channel. And then I definitely don't want to put this one on the back burner because this one means the world to me, man. You guys mean the world to me, bro. Y'all support never goes unnoticed, man. Every single comment, every single like, every single donation, every single view means the world. Even my haters inspire new music. I'm making a new track for the haters. So even they're inspirational, man. So it's all fun, love. And I appreciate y'all, man. He said, what's good, Dan? Much respect. Good luck to your Rams. He said, I'm pulling for my Niners to win. I think we have a good chance. May the better team win. If you guys win, I won't mind. We represent Cali. Absolutely. I feel the same way, bro. Now, don't get it twisted. It will hurt me. I will probably be sad for that day. But I'm a big boy, man. I'll pick myself up. And again, the way I see it is if you guys beat us, then you guys are destined for the Super Bowl. You guys are destined for the championship. Bring it back home to Cali, and it'll be fun. But if we win, then it was our destiny. I mean, home court advantage throughout, man. We already put in the hard work the first 2 rounds, and now we can reap the rewards of going into Tampa Bay and beating them and all that good stuff, man. And we've been dominative defensively, but we've been taking our foot off the gas in the second halves. That's what I've been noticing. That's been the horrible trend of my Rams. And then we start playing conservative, and then teams smell weakness and they come all the way back. You can't do that, especially versus a GOAT like Tom Brady. But we did our best, man, and I'm so happy that Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp came through like that, because I would have been really bummed out how we lost, man. I really, this is all I wanted. I wanted to face the 49ers, and this is who I wanted, because y'all been just whooping us up and down the field. 6 games in a row? Okay, no, this has to stop now. So I really wanted you guys as an opponent. I was cheering for you guys to get to this point so we can get our revenge, man. Y'all beat us too many times during the regular season. So we need this now. This one will settle it all, man. I'll gladly trade 6 defeats during the regular season for 1 major division title victory. But again, may the best team win, man. Hey, all smack talk is welcome. You guys don't have to be this nice, but I do appreciate it, for reals. My boy said we got to win today for Kobe since tomorrow's his anniversary. Oh, man, I get really emotional, guys, talking about Kobe Bryant, man. This is for Kobe, man, but not just the win. That championship in 2020 was for Kobe Bryant, and I think that's why it meant so much to me and to all of Laker Nation. That one was for them. And so this is a hard time of the year, because we remember that tragic night, man. That was a hurtful one. But yes, let's win for Gigi, Kobe, and all the victims that passed away in that accident, bro. He said, review the food in the crypto center. I don't know where that's at, bro. I have no clue where crypto center is at. I've never heard of it. All I know is Staples Center. If that's what you mean, that would be an awesome idea, by the way. Yes, sir. We can definitely give you guys some tips on what to buy at Staples Center. He said, I hope Anthony Davis don't be that In-N-Out burger tonight. Wait, what? What does that mean, Tyrone? You got to explain yourself, bro. I never heard that one before. He said, I still tear up, man. Let's change the subject. Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Drinking review. I don't drink a lot, brother. I usually only drink during special occasions, whether it be a party or a family get-together, anniversary, or anything like that. That's really when I drink, but I'm not a heavy drinker, bro. He said, Dan, if I'm the front office, I would rather make low-key moves this trade deadline and target Ross Harris or pick up Cauley Stein in free agency. Anything they do that can benefit this team moving forward, I'm for it. But they have to be really smart, because we already made one too many mistakes, and we have to be smart moving forward. We can't make trades just to make trades. But I still feel like some minor tweak, or maybe even a major tweak, whatever the case may be, whatever it is, we got to do it, and we got to improve as a roster. Tasia says, what do you think the final score will be tonight? Final score tonight. Okay. We know the Nets they're usually a high scoring team, but they're missing 2 stars. So if we can hold them to about 103 points and the Lakers can score 110, That should be the score right there. 110 to 103. I'll be happy with that. Well, will I attend the Rams parade if they win? Would be cool if the Lakers fan, I'd assume, since there was no 2020 parade. I would love to attend, but it all depends on my health. See, the last thing I want to do is jeopardize anybody since I had COVID last week. So I would get myself tested, and if everything comes back good, then yes, I would definitely attend, and it would be a blessing, man. I would have so much fun meeting some of you guys out there and just celebrating. It would be great, and it would definitely be a blessing, man, to have that opportunity to celebrate the Rams on their first year of opening up SoFi Stadium. So yes, that would be huge, man. That would be huge. Any final questions before I get off, guys? Again, thank you guys so much for the support, man. It means the world to me, man. Go out there but make sure you guys go out there and support all these other Laker channels and all this Laker content that you guys can. Even if you guys don't feel like watching, even smashing a like button means the world. Subscribing to them, because I know what they're going through, man. It was a struggle for me when I first started. So always a pleasure, but I had to put in overtime work just to get to this point. If we can give them a little bit of a boost, then let's do that, man. I'm talking Big Baby. I'm talking Angry Lakers fan. I'm talking Raquel. All of these people, man, all these diehard Laker fans, we got to show them love as well. Game's about to start, so I'm getting off. Thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys right here for the post-game recap. Go Lakers, baby. AD's back, the brow. Let's get it. Peace out.